Hello, everyone watching. Welcome to the last STX Weekly of 2022. Um, Apologies for the noise. I am currently in Rome, not a bad place to film the last episode. It's the best cafe I found with the most stable Wi-Fi. Sitting outside seems to be less noisy than sitting inside, so I'm going to roll with it. If you hear some nice Italian, cheerful Italian in the background, um, well, it's not so bad. Not such a bad way to end the year. It's been a fun year. Lots been happening. Just checking. Yes, we are live. Everything's good. If you're here in the chat, say hi. Tell me where you are coming in from for this last episode. I'll keep it quick, also because I have a flight to catch. But it's been, maybe we'll do a separate piece as a year to reflect on. But for the last episode, let's get cracking. Okay, as always, actually, I've got some nice little jazz music playing in the background as well. So, yeah, I'm feeling all right. Um, okay, let's get cracking with the funding news, as always. We start with Arketa, company which provides services to let's say studios and fitness centers and fitness providers, instructors, etc. They raised 7.6 million, which is actually from Fit Capital, among others, First Round Capital, Amity Ventures, Fit Capital, Y Combinator, and others. 7.6 they raised. As they provide solutions for fitness centers, which I mentioned. So, managing classes, payment processing, they help uh, provide live stream classes, video libraries, etc. These fitness studios or providers can generate some revenue as well. 7.6 million for Arketa. We have Sparrow Golf, which will help you analyze your golf swing. They raised 5.7 million. That's the founder. His name is Joe Chin. The CEO and company's founder. They believe, this article actually goes on to say somewhere, that the AI in sports market alone can be about $100 billion market in the next few years. Interesting space. So basically, exactly what the solution says. You use your mobile phone to analyze your swing and give you pointers. We've seen a few other companies like this, Uplift Labs, one of them who also raised a nice funding round earlier this year, and Sparrow jumping on that trend. That's 5.7 million for them. Lastly, a very cool company called Frontrunner, based out of New York. I actually spoke with this founder, Neil Zhang, a few months ago, and I really found the product super interesting. They provide different ways of exiting bets. Basically, I don't want to do a bad job of talking to you about what betting solution they provide, but essentially they bake in odds by setting the price of everything as 1, and then you play in basically in the difference of how the price goes up from just 1 to up or down. The odds are baked in there, and then you buy in and you can exit early, stuff like that. I'm sure I'm doing a bad job, Neil. Sorry about that. But Frontrunner, decentralized sports prediction market, they're on built on chain, which I should mention. They raised 4.75 million from Susquehanna. I think I said that right. Soma Capital, Giglamesh Ventures, FPG, Entrepreneurs Roundtable, etc. Toy Ventures, Wagme Ventures, Noah Capital, a bunch of companies. Yeah, so that was for 4.75 million for them. So that takes all the funding news out of the year. Remember, we had Fanatics also, which raised 700 million. We talked about that news last week. That brings the total funding of the year past 8.5 billion. I think we projected it to touch near 10. We're near 9 now. So let's see how much news comes out in the next few weeks. I hope it's not too windy and you can actually hear me okay. But we're going to power through this episode. All right, that is the first bit of news. Next up, actually, I quite like this story. This is good. They came up with a solution. This is specifically for Sevilla FC. But I think would be super valuable for a bunch of small teams where it's a transfer tracker for youth players. And it kind of checks when a player is transferred, if that player has spent any time in your academy, if you're a football club, it will allow you to check your eligibility for compensation, because FIFA has defined some rules, global guidelines that allow teams that are involved in sorry, that's the man pass, allow teams that are involved in the training of a youth athlete to receive compensation even later in their career. This is especially important. Imagine Europe, this is less difficult to track, I would imagine, but as it says over here in the headline, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Portugal. Think about African clubs. If La Liga ends up taking that solution there, players coming out of Tunisia, I mean, a lot of those players will be going for a lot of sums. If you saw last night's, Morocco, what am I saying, Tunisia? The Moroccan players will be going for large sums of money. If you saw last night's game against France, it played spectacularly. But so many African teams did really well at this World Cup. Tunisia, who of course beat France as well. Senegal, who got far. Yeah, a lot of these teams. So interesting that there will be a tracker which allows a team to check. I'm trying to keep the wind out. I hope it's not too bad. Allows a club to check for a particular player to see if they're eligible. So a transfer tracker uses a combination of big data analytics to determine which transactions could be eligible for compensation claim and takes action to claim that payment. It says that Sevilla alone has recovered about 1 million by tracking movements of 700 players in 53 countries. So that's 1 million. I don't know how much it costs to implement the solution, but that's 1 million that the club is earning just like that. Pretty solid money. Okay, so that is LaLigaTech and their player tracker. I feel like it's getting noisier just after I started. I promise you, it was much quieter when I was doing this earlier. Anyway, we're going to talk about a digital Jack Nicklaus. This is a really weird story. It's a really interesting one as well, but also creepy. I'm not sure how I feel about this. A few weeks ago, I covered a story about a digital Luka Doncic. This is now a digital Jack Nicklaus. And the company who's doing this is called Soul Machines. I'm going to play this video for you, which I watched earlier. But basically, this is Jack Nicklaus. I don't know if you can see this. That is Jack Nicklaus talking to his digital version. Yeah. Let's screen. And this is a completely fulfilled chatbot. This is a fulfilled AI piece which is having a completely independent conversation with you. So it looks like a game or a gaming figure, but actually it's just having it's completely AI based and built. So it's having a easy flow conversation. This is also super on topic if you tested out Chat GPT, which is all the rage right now. Yeah, and another play where with virtual avatars, and it's raining. Fantastic, great last episode. I'm going to try to keep this even quicker. These guys are also going to do this for Carmelo Anthony. They're already working with a solution for him, and Will I Am a bunch of celebrities. Okay, so that's story number 3. Number 2, great story, top story coming up from India. Shikhar Dhawan, former Indian, or actually current ODI captain. No, I think he was captaining the series in Bangladesh. He announced a SportsTech fund worth $75 million. How much of this is already been collected and how much is going to be soon to deploy? That is unclear. I actually had I believe he's the fund principal, reach out to me, and we were going to set up a conversation. So I hope to do that soon, and maybe I would have more information then. But they just made an announcement at the Global Market Finance Week that they have a $75 billion fund. So this is a sizable fund, and they will target deployment already at the start of next year. So I'm not sure, this is Q1 23-24, so it's going by the Indian financial year, which means that they will start deploying from April, from the 1st of April. The Indian financial year works from 1st April to 31st March. So maybe that's what they're talking about, Q1 23-24. Yeah, and the fund's called DAON, DAONE. That should be where this article. That's a shame, but it's a pun on his name. Dhawan is how you pronounce his name, and it's DAON, DAONE is the fund. Yeah, fun times. All right, that is number two, and the top story for the week. Again, more funding news. There are so many sports teams, it feels like, that are out on the market available for sale in from basketball to American baseball, the Indian Angels, in obviously the Premier League, Liverpool and Manchester United have come out and said that they are basically for sale. Let's see who buys them. But the NBA in this market is, I guess, trying to encourage more sales happening for NBA teams. So the NBA owners voted to allow pension funds, endowment funds, and soft wealth funds to buy minority stakes in teams. They had already opened the doors to private equity investments in 2020. So now they're, excuse me, opening the doors even further. Yeah, this basically means the state of Abu Dhabi, Arabia, as they have done in football, could end up owning a basketball team. I am fairly sure this will happen soon. The deal is that the fund, I don't think they've disclosed. They said that private equity funds can hold up to 20%, and no investment fund may own more than 30% of a team. So that's, yeah, basically up to 30% these guys can invest. What else are they talking about? Yeah, human rights and geopolitical standing will be factored into these decisions. This is an important um, this is an important consideration because exactly as it says, funds like the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, I don't know whether they will suddenly be allowed to jump in for any team, and how the fans would receive them in the United States are to be seen. All right, that is all my news for this week. Show it's yeah, not permitted it to be a very smooth show. I'm sorry if you had not been able to hear me well. Now I'm actually feeling rain on the back of my neck. Um, Trying to protect the AirPods. Well, yeah. Enjoy the rest of 2022, everyone who's watching. Merry Christmas. Hope you have a fantastic end to the year. And we will see you in 2023. There's a ton of content the SportsTech will bring you, as we always do. Yeah, we look forward to it. We will see you. We're going to take off. I should have mentioned that already. Sorry. We're going to take off for the next few weeks, until probably the first week of Jan. Stay on our social to come back online. But until then, download the SportsTech VC report if you haven't seen it yet. It has a bunch of cool data that we from summarizing all the investment, all the funding that I just talked about, and yeah, see you in 2023. Much appreciated, Michael. Happy holidays to you as well, and everybody else watching.